How's it going, team? This is the Brown Man. I hope all is well. So for today, I'm going to go over beginning your journey as a survivor in Evil Dead, just the basic of leveling up, and we're going to go over one of 4 classes. Each video in this series is going to go over the first 4 classes, then after that, the other couple of videos will be about improving just your basic performance as survivor, how to navigate the map, what's safe, what's not safe, etc. So first, let's get into leaders. So typically when you play this game, you're going to level up a character, and I want to show you guys, right? So let's say I'm leveling up Annie, right? Annie is level 2. So on the bottom right, you're going to see Annie Nobi level 2. She's prestige, so she still has all these perks. If she wasn't prestige, level 2, you only have 2 skilled slots on the tree. As you accomplish games, you will level up without pouring points into her. But what you also get from completing games is spirit points. As you guys see in the top right, you have a spirit point pool. And for example, if I were to press and hold triangle, just look on that bottom right real quick, I can actually level up without completing games. So this could be useful if you have a character that's leveled up quite a bit, but you want to try someone who's a bit low level and you're scared or maybe a little bit uneasy about joining the game as a totally new, we'll say, a character that you don't really play. So you can actually you can come dump those spirit points into that character. So instead of waiting for them to be maybe max level or at least level 10, you can level them up immediately to whatever level you want based off of how many spirit points you have, and then play them. So that's just something for you guys who's new to level up and learn the basics of leveling up really quickly. And now we're going to go into the leader class. I had to tell you guys how to level up before anything else. So let's get into the leader class, guys. So the leader class is one of my favorite classes of characters. Support being the first, leader being the second. But leaders, when you pick a leader, people will often pick something based off of your leader, unless they're just adamant on picking their favorite character. And for that, I'm picking leader to go over first. So leaders all have auras that are around them, and if you step into that aura as a fellow survivor, you get benefits. So I'm gonna go over the 3 leaders. I'm gonna go over the 3 leaders pink F alignment, and I'm gonna go over 3 leaders perks. So all leaders do 1.0 or 100% of the weapon damage. That's something to keep in mind. Each class has their own weapon damage multiplier. So if I were to pick up a weapon that does 100 damage, it's going to do 100 damage. Of course, that's amplified by perks, but that's how it works for leaders. Leaders do not have a debuff to guns or debuff to melee, so they're pretty good. Once again, very flexible class to play. And El Jefe is the middle of the road leader.
I don't have much time.
So El Jefe,
This is Professor Raymond
and something that I like about all leaders is that each leader has their own unique pink F alignment. So as you open up chests, you'll get pink F. You press down or whatever it is on your console, and you can actually increase the stats of your character. So El Jefe has 4 in melee, 4 in ranged, 4 in health, 5 in fear, 4 in stamina, 4 in shield. So leaders have pretty much all the same pink F except for melee and range. Each leader has their own melee and range investment. Everything else is the same. So they have quite a bit of health, a lot of fear mitigation, quite a bit of stamina, and quite a bit of shield. So something that's interesting here is that you guys see that little notch on the bottom left? That is the possession threshold. As a leader, my possession threshold is higher than other characters. And that's pretty dope. And I'm sure you hear that fucking growling in the back. That growling is actually the demon. And what I'm going to do actually really quickly, I'm not going to edit this out. Just shut the narrator up. Alright, so for example, I hear a chest, I open the chest, doo-doo-doo, and a sword. We'll take it. And you can pick up and put the pink F in whatever you want. Typically, I go on all my characters. I go for longevity. So, El Jefe's aura, you'll see right. Oh, you don't see your own aura anymore. Aha. Oh, there you go, right there. So you see that little blue thing? That is El Jefe's aura, and it shimmers like that. You see it on the floor? That little blue shit? That's my aura. Those who are in my aura range get benefits. So as you guys see on that bottom left, that little chainsaw icon, if you get that chainsaw icon, that means you are being buffed by El Jefe. When you're buffed by El Jefe, you do 15% more damage with any weapon, and you have 20% fear reduction, which is pretty good. Pretty good. He's a pretty good starter character because he does not specialize in one particular thing. He's just the jack of all trades leader. And once again, I invest in stamina first so I can run, dodge early, etc. His active is show up and blow up. So you press the circle button or whatever your active is on your console or platform of choice. Boom! It's a short range AoE burst, but it does quite a bit of balance bar damage, a little bit of health damage, and it's a back off tool when people and things are crowding around you. Now watch this. El Jefe Grande. You see on my bottom screen right there? That second chainsaw that popped up? Whenever you do a finisher, your aura's effect doubles. So if your aura has 15% damage and 20% fear reduction, while El Jefe is active, El Jefe Grande is active rather, that aura effect becomes 30% and 40% whenever you get a dismemberment or whenever you do a finisher. And next up we have Annie. So Annie is the shooter focused leader. So Annie has a couple of perks. Oh, we can't use that. So because she's a shooter based leader, her pink F is different. As I said, all leaders have the same pink F except for melee and ranged. So Annie has 3 in melee but 4 in range. So as you guys see, that level 5 pink F decreases reload speed, or rather increases reload speed by 50%, which makes her shoot guns quite fast. Hunters also have a 5th pink F in ranged, so she is a pseudo hunter. And in her aura, as you guys see, in her aura, guns do 30% more damage because I'm prestige 1. If you're not prestige, guns do 25% more damage. And then for her active, if I actually go like this, tap my active, see how I'm shining like that? That means if you're in my aura range, you do an additional 30% more with guns. Her second and third perk actually makes it so that way she does more balance bar damage to units, which is quite helpful when taking down bosses or just taking down any unit, especially the player possessed unit, because once they get stunned, they can't really damage you. Alright, they're in that animation, and that be that. There we go. And the last but not least is the melee focused Arthur. So Arthur, his pink F for leader is 3 in range but 5 in melee. You get the 20% extra attack speed. He has Weapon Master swords, which actually allows him to attack a little bit faster with the sword. And when you combine that with the 5th pink F alignment, he's actually going to attack very fast. And of course we have 3 leaders and a fucking support, which is not bad. So his aura actually allows people to do more damage with melee weapons when they're in there. And when he does it active, those within the aura range do actually an additional amount of damage. But they have to be in the aura range. And you de-fear yourself a little bit too, which is not bad for keeping fear at bay. It has a really beautiful animation, so if you guys like to be on flaming, be the flaming sword of fire, definitely check out my boy Arthur. So that is something simple for you guys, something simple, something sweet, something short. That is how leaders roll. Leaders are fairly customizable. If you guys like to be customizable, you guys don't like to be limited, and you guys want some really dope team assist abilities, then do leader. You don't have to have like a leader and a warrior and a hunter, or you know, you can have 3 leaders if you want. You can have the melee based leader, the hunter based leader, and the in between. You don't have to specifically have 1 leader, 1 warrior, 1 hunter, and 1 support, because the auras actually stack. So if you have 2 leaders, they stack. If you have 3 leaders, they all stack. They overlap. Everybody in there gets the buff. One dude to not overlook when it comes to picking leaders is Evil Dead 1 Ash. Not a leader, but I have to do a side mention here because he scales depending on the leader. So for example, we have alternate healing. So when you do a heavy melee attack, for those within close range, melee range, you heal them and nearby teammates. So if you're picking an El Jefe, or if you're picking Arthur, or possibly both if you want really good heals, really good free alternative heals, then you can go with Evil Dead 1 Ash. He is a support that actually scales according to the leader. He is the only support that directly scales to the leader that is picked. So it is best to keep that in mind when people are picking other characters. If you see someone picked Evil Dead 1 Ash, you might want to go Arthur. Or you might want to have both, right? You have the 30% extra damage from Arthur, the 15% extra damage from El Jefe, 45% extra damage, and then their abilities scale their auras up along with him. You start healing 40-50 health per heal, and that becomes one more, and it gets really crazy. So you can actually have a weapon that hits 3 people in 1 swing, 50 heal in one for each hit, because it is per hit. So if you swing and you hit 3 demons in 1 swing, that's 150 heal. And just for reference, hunters have 900 health uninvested. 150 is 1/6 of their health. So just for the numbers, these guys, so he is not to be underestimated. He also has marked target healing and marked target damage. So if you're going for a hunter based team, marked target damage, he does, when he shoots someone, they are marked for 5 seconds. It refreshes per headshot, 20% extra damage, and marked target healing. When people are shooting your target, they gain 10% of that damage back. So if you pick an Annie and your support is Evil Dead 1 Ash, then it is highly recommended to go with a hunter, because you guys will be self-healing based off of those marked targets like nothing. And that is going to be the video for leaders. I hope you guys stay safe, stay hydrated, and of course, have a good one.